Hey everybody, it's Dave of virtualizedstuff.com, and in today's video we're going to talk about NSX synchronization issues. So as you can see, the synchronization is in a good state. No issues in the environment. So we're going to switch over to PowerShell ISE and run some PowerNSX commands to first generate the error and then resolve the issue. So in order to generate the error, we need to delete the security group that is associated with a security policy. So in this case, it's going to be SG-14 security group is associated with SP-14 security policy. Go ahead and remove that. And yes. If we go back over here and we go to security policies and we just edit any policy, we need to change the weight in order for this error to pop up here. Just change the weight to that. Just add 1, and the error shows up. Now the reason I'm doing this is because in our production environment at work, somebody else on our team deleted a security group, and when somebody else went to go adjust a weight of a totally different security policy, they experienced this error message. So alright, so now we have the synchronization error. If we go to firewall rules, you'll see there's an error with rule position 1. So I need to find that security policy. How do we fix this? The first method, we're going to talk about just deleting the whole security policy. It would be a temporary outage until you recreate the policy with all the rules needed. So we're going to switch back over to ISE. And we're just going to run this command, this PowerNSX command, and press A and hit yes. And if we go back here, refresh here, we notice the policy's gone. And then we go back to Service Composer, we need to hit the View All and resolve. And if we refresh, the issue's gone away. So next up, we're going to talk about creating the same issue, except instead of deleting a whole security policy, we're going to go inside that security policy and just delete that particular firewall rule. So in this case, we're going to mess with SP13, and just so you see it, I'm going to create an additional rule here. You can call it anything. And that's fine, everything else can stay the defaults. The reason I'm showing you this is because I want 2 rules in here so I can show you what the PowerNSX function does. Alright, so there's 2 rules, rule 1 and rule 2. Click finish. Now we need to go ahead and generate the sync issue, so we do the same thing. Force delete that security group. Yes. And again, we gotta go select any policy and just adjust the weighting on it. So we're just 1, click finish. Alright, so we got the error again. If we go back to the firewall, rule position 4. So if we scroll, it's down further. Yeah, SP13, SG13. So rule 2 is fine. It's just rule 1 is the problem. So we switch back over to PowerShell ISE, and we're gonna remove. This is a commandlet that's not released in PowerNSX yet. This is one I developed. But you can remove a security policy rule. All you need to do is supply it a security policy and the execution order. In this case, we're gonna only remove rule 1. So we run this command, and then we go back here, refresh. You'll see that that rule was only removed. The other rule still stays there. And if we go back into Service Composer, we can view all and just click resolve. And that problem goes away. Again, slight outage until you quickly recreate that rule. for if you had other security groups in that rule. And finally, we're going to show you the least invasive method to recover. So again, go back to PowerShell ISE. This time we're going to remove a security group right here. And yes, we go back to ISE. Again, we adjust the weight of any security policy just to get the error to show up. Click finish. All right. And if we go back over to the firewall, we'll see that SP-2 has the issue. Position 2. It's right here. You'll notice that that security group was no longer exists since we deleted it. So, for instance, see this rule here, rule 2, it has multiple security groups. If we just try to delete the policy or delete that particular rule, it's going to cause an outage until we get that policy back in place or that rule back in place. So the quick way to get everything back in place and not cause an outage is just to simply recreate that security group. It could be blank and then reassigning it to that firewall rule. So let's go back to ISE. In this case, we're going to use NSX, new NSX security group. Run that. Security group is created. And this command here is another command that I created. I need to submit it to GitHub repository. It allows you to just add specific security group to a firewall. So in this case, we're going to reference security policy SP-2, and the NSX security group is going to be sgdev-app-tier, and we want this on rule 2. Go back. This is rule 2. So we highlight all this and we execute. All right, it was added, and if we go back, refresh here, you can see the group is added back into the rule. And if we go back to Service Composer and view all, resolve, refresh, issue went away. Well, the reason for this demo is to show you the multiple ways you can recover from a sync issue. To properly remove a security group, you must first remove it from the security policy. So as you can see in this command, it's similar to the add command. It just removes a particular security group that you specify from a security policy and a particular firewall rule. So we'll go ahead and run this. And if we go back to the GUI here and go back to the firewall rules, you'll see that app tier doesn't exist anymore. And once you remove it from the security policy, then you can decommission the security group. And yes. And that's it. I hope this video has been helpful. Thanks.